What's the scariest thing that ever happened to you as a child? For me, it was when I was 14. My mom and brother moved to New York for a year. Even though I knew that separation wasn't permanent, it felt like I had lost them forever. Although a frightening experience for me, I have since learned that children all over the world have endured experiences beyond anything I could imagine. Last year I traveled to Rwanda to learn about the genocide that happened 20 years ago. The genocide began on April 7, 1994. In about 100 days, nearly 1 million people were killed. The killings were so widespread and quick that many didn't know their loved ones were murdered and their bodies lay unattended in the streets. The children who survived couldn't imagine how they'd recover from this tragedy. While in Kigali, we visited the Genocide Museum. I was deeply moved by the display about children who had been murdered, finally putting a face to the many horrible stories I had heard. The children of the genocide not only lost their childhood, but also their hope for the future. One of these children we met was Kizito.
In 1994, the genocide began. I was 6 years old. They killed my father. Soldiers left my mother. That soldiers were infected HIV virus.
Kizito's mother is still alive, living with AIDS. She is too weak to work to support her family. 95,000 children were made orphaned. Facing life without parents, they were forced to raise themselves and their siblings, and those were the lucky ones.
I haven't a future hopes. I haven't. Because I haven't a job. I haven't anywhere, somewhere to live. I don't know where to find the money to buy some foods.
After the genocide, it took months for schools to begin again, and many of these children found themselves looking for work to support their family instead of going back to school.
I want to be or to join you in doing films.
Now, in 2014, the children of the genocide realize their only hope for obtaining a career and supporting their families is education. Survivors, like Fernando, have returned to school and are learning things at 20 that we learned in elementary school.
So most of us, as we are here in the center, we share those problems. You know, here in Rwanda, it's not a secret, you know. If you don't have a background, enough background, according to the studies, it seems that you don't know where you are.
Fernando fled with his 2 younger brothers and managed to escape the Hutu murderers. Not knowing what happened to their parents, they lived in an orphanage for 3 years. Eventually, they were reunited with their mother. 2 decades later, they still don't know what happened to their father.
I know that my country is not as rich as your country is. And you can't ask him more than your country has.
The Rwandan Patriotic Front is the name of the Tutsi-based political group that fought the Hutu-led Interahamwe to regain control of Rwanda. Paul Kagame is a member of this group, and on March 24, 2000, he was made president of Rwanda. Once we returned from Rwanda, we were given the opportunity to meet him and ask questions. Hi, I'm Nina Milligan. I go to Harvard Westlake. My question is, what type of role do you think education is going to play with the children of Rwanda in the future?
The role of education is paramount in development of a country, of a society. In fact, we want knowledge, we want skills, we want to see that people can, based on that, to advance their development and therefore the country's development.
One of the schools they attend is the Learning Center. Here, they are taught English, music, and computer skills, resources that will help the children of Rwanda gain a better future.
From that moment, I started to play piano, and it helped me because with piano, when you're playing, you start to forget. And then you start to be new.
I'll never forget the feeling when I was reunited with my mom and brother. Sheer joy. I hope one day these survivors will feel the same way, and the scariest moment in their new life will be going to a job interview.